right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday. How you doing? This week on Pathfinders, we're going to continue with our intuition lessons, and I'm going to teach you another tool you can use to help yourself align with your intuition, tarot. So for the next couple weeks, I'll be teaching you some lessons around using tarot cards to help access your intuition. That's going to start this week and go on for a couple weeks. So first lesson is tomorrow for Pathfinders. Let's see where we're going today with the message. All right, trust. Message coming through. Oh, meditation. Power. Okay. Wow. There's definitely something, I feel like this is kind of a call to, if you haven't started a meditation practice, for you to do so. There's also, I don't have one here. I have a couple sets of my own, but these are mala beads, and they're kind of like rosary beads, in that you say a prayer or you say something for each of the beads. And this is a possible tool that you could use to help you meditate. You could use a mantra. If you know anything about transcendental meditation, which I have learned, that is about just saying a word that they give you. You're not supposed to tell anybody the word. And it's a word that it has soul resonance for you. There is a message that wants to come through, and that power energy. Let's see what that is. It's like, this is going to be a big deal. Some kind of message is going to come through that you're going to be like, oh, really? Do I trust it? Right? Some kind of major thing being asked of you guys. So get cracking with meditation if you haven't already, or whatever practice you use. Yeah. Emperor, look at this. Archangel Michael coming through. Ace of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, Tower, very, very suddenly. King of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, very, very suddenly. I feel like Archangel Michael is activating the divine masculine. These things are potential, as I talked about just in the Aquarius reading yesterday. Same kind of idea. If you have any Aquarian planets or placements in your birth chart, Aquarian energy. Also, we're talking about the age of Aquarius. We're talking about the innovation of life, the innovation of love. Look at this. Tower and the King of Cups. So either there's something going on with a divine partner that is going to propel them forward. I feel like there's some kind of indecision going on, right? Sitting on one's hands, not really taking action. This is Aries energy, Sagittarian energy. Lots of fire here, more Sagittarius with this Wheel of Fortune. And then we have Pluto. Okay, this is the power. Okay, this is some kind of really powerful experience happening that's opening you up or opening someone else up. This could be the opening to spiritual gifts. This could be a Kundalini awakening. This could be some kind of thing like that. It's almost like Archangel Michael has to blast this person out of their complacency or their fear of taking some kind of action. All right, let's see what the rest of the reading shows. Eight of Wands. Lots of communication happening. Empress, Emperor. Divine partnership. Empress. Seven of Wands. We'll talk more about that. Nine of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. Two of Cups. Look at that. Union energy. The World. Queen of Cups. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Two of Swords. Are you ready for this? If you are manifesting your divine partner, what would be your first reaction? for them to be on your doorstep knocking on the door? What would be your first reaction? Hooray, they're here. Yay, come on in. Let's just hang out for a while. Let's talk. Or, oh my God, I'm not ready. I don't know. I have to lose 25 pounds. I don't know. Like, what's the reaction you would have? Truly. Like, no one's going to ask you for this answer. Just look inside. What would be your true reaction? And are you ready for it? Because I feel like this is coming very suddenly. Tower. Now, I feel like some of you have been working long and hard at this. 9 of Pentacles and 8 of Pentacles, working on your own energetic frequency, doing your work, all of that kind of thing. And like, hey, this is going to be great. Look at this 2 of Cups. Some of you are learning or still have to learn something about boundaries. And let's get clarity around what that boundary might be. And we'll clarify this 2 of Swords too, because I feel like this is coming in very suddenly and you're welcoming the conversation. I think it's a physical expression of this person, like actually physically coming toward you. There's lots of pentacles here. So what is the 7 of Wands here about? Devil energy. King of Wands. Page of Cups. Magician. I feel like this is about putting in the time and effort to do this correctly. The devil energy is ruled by Saturn. I want this to last. I don't want this to be a flash in the pan. Okay, let's make sure we are aligned, this King of Wands, with what we're doing. The action here, King of Cups, King of Wands. Is this just about passion, or is this about longevity? What is this about? I'm going to read you that power one. Page of Cups, it's like, this seems a little imbalanced here. The King of Wands and then the Page of Cups. So I feel like you might be manifesting from a place of passion versus a place of love. Okay, and so what shows up is the passion, maybe not the love. That might be something that you're needing to balance. Okay, I feel like that's something in order for this to have staying power. The Ace of Pentacles, because we've all experienced a lot of bouncing off with twin flames over the years. I'm sure you have too, if this is resonating for you. And so this is kind of like, you know what? I've been working on myself. I've been doing my work. I've been meditating. I've been, connecting with myself and connecting with my power, being in the energy of unconditional love for myself. I'm ready for this, right? I'm ready for this. Why is the 2 of Swords here? Lovers. 10 of Cups. 4 of Wands. 10 of Swords in reverse. 4 of Pentacles. Judgment. Look at that. And the Knight of Cups. I feel like what's happening here is there's not a lot of community, especially if I'm dealing with a set of you who have been in a love triangle or have been part of a set of twin flames where your partner is with a karmic person, a karmic partner. It's like, have they resisted the end of that? Okay, have they not completely finished what they need to finish? Have they not really completed the lesson? They may have completed the physical part of it, right? Like there was a tower, okay? And they may have completed the physical part of it, but maybe not the spiritual part of it. Maybe not the learning of the lessons. Maybe not the love part. There's definitely some, even if it's not about another person or anything like that, what I'm seeing here is that for you to progress on the path of 10 of Cups, 4 of Wands, right? For you to proceed to allow these into your life, to welcome these into your life, the 10 of Cups and the 4 of Wands, which is very much about a commitment. It is about making the choice for commitment. It is about what are all of those power games, issues, patterns that you have not finished, that you have not come to peace with. Because I do feel like some of you are still holding on to patterns. This is not really about the other person, although it can be, but you're really still holding on to some patterns that need work, need effort. Okay. So even though you're in this place of Nine of Pentacles, like, yeah, I'm ready, there's still some stuff that needs your attention. Okay. Still some stuff that hasn't completely healed your heart yet. And it can have to do with power. Okay. So there might be power games in relationships, how you communicate or how you don't, how you fight or how you don't, how you are not good at confrontation, what happens when this person does something that you need to speak to them about, how do you communicate from a place of love, what's that term, nonviolent communication. Have you learned about that? Have you learned how to be in a relationship that's balanced? All of these things. And now some of you might have been on your own for quite some time. And so it seems like, I'm ready for this. What does Archangel Michael have to say about that? Strength, Page of Pentacles, Eight of Swords, King of Swords. It's time to really look at yourself very objectively. This is the King of Swords energy, Aquarian energy. Look at your life from a big picture. See the mindsets you have, or maybe that have become solidified, that have not allowed you, really good communication skills or really good love partnership skills. I feel like that's to be learned. And I see this Strength card. So there's definitely some of you who are going, okay, yeah, there's something problematic about how I communicate in relationships. Maybe it's a little passive aggressive when I get upset. Everything's fine when I'm in a good place. But what happens when you get under pressure? What happens when there's a problem? What happens? And we're looking at, this is kind of an aside, but it makes sense to me to say this to you, that think of it this way. We're looking at some places to do retreats, and you've all given us really some great suggestions. We're looking at them. And Colleen and I have done events in the past. That's in fact how we met, at an agency where we're doing events. And when you're working to negotiate what the relationship is, now I'm talking about the retreats, but I'm also talking about relationships. When you're working to negotiate it, how is the other person behaving at the time? Is there a wobbliness to them? Is there a wishy-washiness to them? Is there an inauthentic level of oversharing, for a purpose that they're not talking about? Like, I want to hook you right into this relationship. What's going on when you're in this beginning stage? Like, where, everyone's happy, everyone's in love, and it's all great, right? It's all great. If you only see what you want to see, if you only see the good parts of it, you're going to do yourself a disservice, because you're going to fall back into these old patterns. So when we're doing negotiations for the retreat, we did have one interaction with this really lovely hotel, and they got really flaky on us. Couldn't reach them, wouldn't return phone calls. This is before we signed any contracts or gave them any money. And we're like, if they're behaving like this before we really enter into this relationship, what is it going to be like when there's a problem? You got to think about that. You got to think about hey, there is going to be a problem. Don't fool yourself into thinking that the connection between two spiritually evolved or spiritually open people isn't going to have its own set of issues. Relationships are about growth. That's what they're here for. So can you grow from your lessons of the past? Can you be open and honest and vulnerable about the things that you're not that good at? I'm really not that good at confrontation. When I have something that goes on with me, I don't do a good job of saying, hey, this feels bad to me. I'm not doing a good job of that because I'm so afraid that if I do that, then you'll run away from me again. Okay. So it's really good when everybody's happy and everyone's in love, which I feel like this is what's going on here, that there's going to be time for communication about these things. And I really want you to be ready for this, ready for the conversation, the nuts and bolts conversation of about what happens. So like you can be like, oh, this is going to be so magical and twin flame and all these great things. But when the bat hits the ball and the ball is in play, if things go sideways, what's your plan? What's your plan? And it's mostly about communication. We're still in Gemini time. We move into Cancer time next week, and that's going to be about the heart. Okay, that's going to be about healing the heart and all of that. This is more about what are my mindsets that skew my ability to communicate in a straight and direct and honest way. Is it passion? Is it love? Is it wanting to please this person? Is it afraid of a bouncing away? Which is why when everybody is in a good place and we start talking about getting together in a more permanent kind of way, we have these kind of conversations. Like, don't fool yourself into thinking that just because this is a spiritual connection, it doesn't need that, because it needs it more than ever. Okay, it needs it more than ever. This 10 of Swords here, I almost feel like there's something is being held back because of this desire to make everything perfect, or like to be in this perfect energy of the beginning. There is something being held back. 5 of Swords, 6 of Cups, 7 of Pentacles, and the Hierophant. I feel like one or both of you might have had some really toxic, plutonic relationships in the past. Really not good. And I feel like you both have stories. All right, you both have stories. And it stems from a choice in childhood to kind of work with somebody else's narcissism or somebody else's demands that were unfair, unreasonable, unloving, and kind of like you're the one who kind of molded and bend yourself into a pretzel in order to, make love work. I feel like if you talk about those things, or if you reckon with those things in your own life, your twin partner is going to also have stories about that. And something is here unfinished. There is some unfinished business here that has to come before the love. So I feel like for some of you, the healing of the heart, the healing of the Queen of Cups has to come, and the connection to the universal heart, right? That is our mission and purpose, is to connect to that universal heart and bring it our energy. But we can't do that if we're in the energy of broken heart. Someone betrayed us, family, love partners, someone betrayed both of you. All right, anything else, please? That Power card is just staring at me. Ace of Cups, Hermit, Queen of Wands, Hanged Man. So some of you could, if you don't really do a good job of talking about this, some of you could fall into a pattern where you're both kind of just showing your best selves to the other one, and the real healing, the real work, the real vulnerability is taking place behind the scenes. And this connection in actuality is one of the most dynamic growth experiences you could ever have. So don't hide your true pain or flaws. It's not going to keep this person from running away. I can tell you that. And in fact, it's a more authentic way, because if you're putting, and we all do this, right? Putting your best self forward, wanting to have everything, be like, wow, this person's amazing. You are amazing. In your own authenticity, you are also amazing. Those things are a measure of our humanity and how far we've grown. That's what this relationship is about. All right, I'm going to keep going on and we'll see where we go. I'm going to look at what you don't see coming. I'm going to try to get a sense of their feelings right now for you and how this is going to play out. Okay, Pathfinders, link is below. I'll see you over there. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.